Good afternoon, and welcome to our professional development session on differentiation and engagement. I am Nathan Burkholder, and I have the privilege of serving students at Columbus Afrocentric Early College Middle School. The main subject I teach is 6th to 8th grade social studies. Today I'll be presenting about differentiation and engagement in the middle school classroom. When we enter our classroom, we are really unsure of what to expect, but one certain thing we will know is that all of our students will be at different levels. This is where differentiated instruction comes in. It is absolutely vital that we meet our students where they are and offer resources that are adapted to their ability. Students are learning the material in the differentiated classroom, but have different avenues to mastering the content. Teachers should look at all of their lessons and student deliverables to see where differentiation can occur. Some popular means of differentiation I use in my classroom is adapted readings, different ways to complete performance tasks, choice boards, and other practices that have proven themselves to be successful. We all know in middle school that their minds are still forming. We also know that this can feel sporadic. In order to best instruct our students, we have to understand how the mind works and how we plan around how the brain learns. Differentiation helps with this because of a property our brain has called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the ability of our brains to form new neural pathways while gaining new experiences. Differentiation plays a role here by allowing students to stay engaged with the material while we meet them where they are at. There are some basic ways to include differentiated learning that do not take up much planning time, while other strategies take more time. I have included one of each with the first strategy for differentiation. In the first strategy, we are talking about ways to adapt the curriculum to make it differentiated. One way to do this is by taking a textbook reading and ending it to be varied based on student reading levels. This may take quite a bit of time, but it can be used year after year once completed. Also, a lot of online curriculum allows for reading levels to be changed based on the student. I know all the social studies curriculum has different reading levels, which can be assigned to specific students. Another great way that is simpler to include differentiation is allow students to access the material in multiple modes, based on the senses. For example, it may be easier for a student to listen to a recording of a story than it is for them to just sit and read it. Another great way to include the senses is including images of what a passage is talking about. It can be frightening giving students more leverage in the classroom because we think of everything that could go wrong. However, students thrive in a classroom. They are given a voice and choice. In this second strategy, we are focusing on how student products can be differentiated. When I say student products, I mean what they turn in to be graded. Again, I have provided one less time-consuming option and one option that may take a bit more time. First strategy is the more time-consuming one because it deals with making rubrics and anticipating what kind of product a student may turn in. It's important to allow students a choice in how to create their final product for a project they are completing. This gives them the choice and voice that will help them engage with the material, and again, they can assess the information from where they are skills-wise in class. In my classroom for major projects, I allow the students the option of what kind of product they want to submit. It could be the typical slideshow presentation, or it could be a sketch they created, a poem, a rap, a song, or anything else that is creative. When I create my rubric, I focus on the standards, and as long as students show mastery of the standards, they will receive a high grade on the rubric. Something that really takes no time at all is editing lessons to allow students to choose if they will work independently or in small groups or pairs. I know this sounds impossible, but it really is not. Allowing students to work together if they want to work together, because a lot of students rely on others to help process the information, while other students do this better on their own. By allowing this choice, students will be more engaged with the work. Students can work at their own pace. Differentiation goes hand in hand with engagement. We differentiate so students can have access to the material at their level, and then they can become engaged with the learning. And this immersion is extremely important for brain-based learning. Engagement relies on curiosity, which can be cultivated through differentiation because students are learning at their own pace. This curiosity then leads to students being fully engaged, allowing them to create and store vital memories, which is extremely important for the learning process. An engaged student is sharpening their mind because they are hooked into the lesson. Teaching social studies, I know students can get bored quick, which is why it is important to constantly keep kids working, moving, and engaged. One way to keep students engaged is by having them use their bodies to act out a certain concept. This would be great for vocab words so they can attach that movement to a particular term. This whole body movement is great for engagement. The brain loves a good story, and if we want students to be fully engaged with the concept being discussed in class, we have to give them opportunities to tell stories or narratives. This can be done with any concept. I can envision a world where a science teacher is having students tell a story about plate tectonics and how they work. Or in my class, have them tell a narrative about the Battle of Bunker Hill. This helps the brain make connections to new material and also helps with the concept going into long-term memory. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation. There are many more strategies out there, and we'd love to answer questions if you have any. Just please reach out. Have a great day.